I'm Palin Lean, and today I'm going to talk a little bit about Arizona's SEI models. There are 4 models that are used here in Arizona: the newcomer, the pullout, 2-hour, and the 50-50 dual language immersion. There are some things that all 4 models have in common. All are based on the individual student's needs and goals. All are research-based and include policy, structure, and classroom practices. In Arizona, all teachers in SEI classrooms not only require a teaching degree, but are also required to have a structured English immersion endorsement, an English as a second language endorsement, or a bilingual endorsement. The newcomer model. Under this, it's for students new to the United States who had limited or no English proficiency. It is more in-depth than the other models due to not only intensive English language instruction, but it also helps the ELLs to better understand the culture and help them be able to orientate and adjust to it. Instruction may be provided individually or in small groups. Grades K to 5 require students to have 120 minutes per day of targeted instruction. Grades 6 to 12 require students to have 100 minutes per day of targeted language instruction. The pull-out model. Students may stay in their classroom or be pulled out of the main classroom and taught in a separate location. Again, instruction is done either individually or in small groups. This model requires grades K to 5 to have students take in 60 minutes per day of targeted language instruction. For grades 6 to 12, it requires students to have 50 minutes per day of targeted language instruction. The 2-hour model is generally incorporated into the mainstream classroom, so ELL students can continue to learn alongside their English-speaking classmates. This model is also a little more intense as it helps students not only to continue learning English language, but also works on their grade level learning. It requires grades K to 5 for students to have 120 minutes per day of targeted language instruction. For grades 6 to 12, it requires students to have 50 minutes per day of targeted language instruction. Our last model was the 50-50 dual language immersion. This means 50% of classroom instruction is taught in English and 50% in their native language. Under this model, it is also important for teachers to highlight similarities between a student's native language and English, so students can make comparisons as they build their knowledge. Grades K to 5 require students to have 30 minutes per day of targeted language instruction and 90 minutes per day of integrated language instruction. For grades 6 to 12, it requires 25 minutes per day of targeted language instruction and 75 minutes per day of integrated language instruction.